Latest from the courtroom. Darra?
After hours of deliberating, the jury has found both Mary and Sandy guilty. But I'm going to walk you through some of the closing arguments which led to this decision. Police say an officer shot an armed suspect earlier this morning. Now I'm going to step out of the way so you can see that right now it is still a relatively active scene. Well, Xcel Energy has been preparing for this upcoming storm since Monday. Now, if no one wins today, lottery officials are saying that the jackpot will go up to $1.6 billion by Tuesday. Live in Amarillo, Darra Cunningham, ABC 7 News. Claudia Nahira and her family are concerned after they discovered a bullet went through their workshop. With temperatures rising this week, it's important that you know that heat can take a toll on everyone and everything. The days of digging for dimes are now over thanks to these new parking meters. You can use your debit card or this smartphone app. Major flooding is already happening in Texas, and it will only get worse before it gets better. Tropical storm Imelda will produce heavy rain for the next few days in parts of Texas. This rainfall could also trigger flooding in eastern Texas, even though there is dry soil conditions there. Right now, it is raining heavily and consistently, but moving more towards the Beaumont and Port Arthur area. If you are traveling north on I-45 and Little York, stop, turn around, and don't drown. As you can see here, the streets are flooded with at least 6 to 7 inches of rain, and you can see a few cars are stuck here. Good morning, and thank you for watching ABC 7. It's a look at your local weather forecast in just a minute, but until then, these are your top morning headlines. Right now, Randall County authorities are working a Canyon ISD bus accident near Sundown Lane and FM 1541. And the Mark County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding this man, 26-year-old Enrique Lara. He is wanted on a charge of possession of a controlled substance. As for what's happening outside, Alyssa Pollock has the answers for you. Good morning, Alyssa.
Like they're flipping pancakes.
The spatula.
Hi, I'm Darra Cherie.
And I'm Anthony Slaughter.
And today we will be highlighting a local entrepreneur.
That's right, Ranch Jive, Styles and Barbering, located here in the Benton Park neighborhood on Jefferson in South St. Louis.
Let's check it out. Installing a camera on your porch, something you would think would deter thieves.
Even people that are at home have had packages stolen and seen the package being taken off of their porch.
Which is what happened in this video. The woman runs out and tells the thief that there is only cleaning supplies in the box.
Hey, give me my packages back. You know, it's cleaning supplies.
But the thief continues to take off. APD Corporal Jeb Hilton says the law does allow you to detain someone who is stealing from your property. However,
it's not always the smartest thing to do. We don't know what that person has, what kind of weapons they may have on them. We don't know what they're willing to do to get away from you.
Paul McAnally with Allstate Security tells me most of those thieves live in your neighborhood.
They happen to be driving down a road, they see a box or a selection of boxes on a porch that are open to show from the road. So when they can be seen, sometimes for some people that's too much of an opportunity and they take it.
They're calling it the Safe to Save app, a way to help stop distracted driving.
People can download it in English or Spanish, and they get rewarded for not touching their phone when they're in motion.
And those rewards can lead to saving your life and points towards free food. According to drivingtest.org, 58% of teen crashes involve distracted driving. But with 223,000 users, Safe to Save app founder Marcy Corey tells me the app is already showing positive results.
When they analyzed the Fort Bend area, all throughout Fort Bend, and analyzed all these different intersections that were close to high schools as well, they saw a reduction in how many teens and high school students were driving distracted from before Safe to Save came into the community until after.
Fort Bend County Sheriff Troy Nell says it's also important for adults to join the movement.
I think today we really need to start focusing on adults as well, because I mean, there's not an intersection I can't go through in Fort Bend County, you know, during the week where I'm not having to toot my horn because there's someone in front of me at either a green light or a turn light that you have to get their attention to move forward.
So here's how it works.
Is you're going to put a picture of people you love on the first screen, and it's going to say, is it really worth it?
But if you pick up the phone while driving, you will not receive points. It's a way to prevent distracted driving, and TxDOT along with Sheriff Nels are in full support of the movement.
It's the start of something, you know. Again, this stuff isn't going to just happen overnight. I think it's just public awareness and letting the public know that there are some incentives out there for you.
People all over the world are pulling up to local stores or gas stations in hopes of picking up that $1 billion Mega Millions ticket.
That's a lot of dough, yo.
That's a lot of money.
This is the second largest lottery prize in U.S. history, so people who don't usually play are taking their chances today.
I know there's a little bit of a chance, but I'm going to take my chances.
Can't win if you don't play.
So we took to the streets to see how people would spend this money.
Oh, maybe plan a wedding.
Are you engaged?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Some plan to spend the money on cars.
I'd buy a Ferrari.
Buy a 69 Charger RT with supercharged 440 Hemi.
Pay for school.
First, I pay for my kids' college tuition and
Probably finish school, go to college.
And others would like to help the community.
That's what I would want to do, is help people. Our homeless people, our animals here in Amarillo need help.
But these are just a few things. What about the rest of the money?
Probably blow the rest just and have a great old time.
It's a parade that has brought joy and laughter to families.
I come up here all the time with my nieces and nephews.
And friends all across the tri-state for almost 10 decades. Residents like Stanley Schaefer say the parade is just something a part of growing up in Amarillo.
It makes me feel very disappointed. I have attended the Tri-State Fair since parade since 1937. So I've been to a lot of parades.
The city of Amarillo usually helps to fund the parade by providing barricades and officers for safety and security. The Tri-State Fair General Manager Virgil Barlett sent out a press release stating the city could no longer help finance the event. City Manager Jared Miller responded.
Historically, and up until last year, the city had just provided all of the support for any parade that was issued a permit. Like I said, that was 94 parades. If we just use multiply those 94 times the least expensive parade, you're looking at just real close to $500,000 a year in taxpayer support of parades.
Those dollars that some residents believe should go towards something else.
I understand it's 94 years of tradition, but I also understand what we're trying to do downtown, what we're trying to do to expand. It takes money.
There's just a lot of parades, and each one has a cost associated with it if we're just to continue supporting all of the parades.
Now, the fair will still continue from September 14th to the 22nd.
This is a gray one.
Every single day, Winona Martin spends her time knitting.
I knit when I'm watching TV, so I don't have to look at it. I just knit away.
In fact, she doesn't need to see her stitches at all.
If I could see, I could make it all in one piece and not have a seam in it. But I can't see to do that.
You see, Winona is legally blind, and she's 102 years old and has been sewing and knitting for about 70 years now.
When Judy was little, I wanted to make her a hat and coat and leggings, and I found a McCall's needlework book that had one in it.
Not just a hobby, but a passion. Today, Winona has turned her passion into purpose. She knits hats for cancer patients at the Harrington Cancer Center.
They were thrilled to have them, so the next year I made them 150.
Working on the hats all year long, she drops them off at the center every October.
I've already got about 30, so I'm going to get my 150 made this year.